We're all black, some are black, but we're all not the same. Even in Africa, village to village, no one is the same. They will tell you that. So, why is it a problem when a black American gets on this World Wide Web, tells you we're not the same? Why is that? That is taken as disrespect. It's very confusing because no other group to go through this except for us. Why is that's a question for you guys, not me. I know the answer already, but I want you to get those gears ticking and thinking to understand what I'm actually trying to say. Africans don't care about Caribbeans saying that they're not African. They don't care about the UK blacks saying that they're not African. They only care when black Americans say that they're not African.
That was a TikTok video by Maroon Mindset, and I totally agree with him. Now, a woman in his comment section sarcastically commented, and let me read what she said. She said, "What is your ethnicity?" with three question marks. Please explain ethnicity. What are your social groups' shared cultural identity? What are your common traits like language, ancestry, traditions, religion, and history, distinguishing them from other groups? Are you serious? Like, is she really serious posing this question? You know, a simplistic definition of ethnicity is when you have a group of people who have very similar phenotypes and they share a common cultural background. You can't talk about ethnicity without talking about culture because that's what makes that specific group different. When you look at, let's say, the Chinese and Japanese people, the Japanese people, you look at their cuisine, they're known for their sushi. When you look at the Chinese people, they're known for their stir fries and dumplings. Let's look at their religion. The Japanese, there are a lot of Buddhist people that believe and practice Buddhism. But with the Chinese, they also practice Buddhism, but they also practice Confucianism and Taoism, and they have a lot of ancestor veneration. You have these two Asian groups, but yet they're different. The same thing applies when you look at the African diaspora. With Black Americans, yes, we are different. We have our own culture. We are a separate ethnic group within the African diaspora. And people want to poo-poo on that. They want to poo-poo what distinguishes us from the rest of the African diaspora. So I just wanted to share a few. It's so many. It is so many. So please feel free to get in the comment section and share our rich history, since people want to feign ignorance and act like we don't have a culture and act like we don't have this separate unique experience. First of all, just like how I stated the Japanese and Chinese people eat different foods, Black Americans, nobody eats the foods that we eat. Nobody cooks the foods like we cook them because a lot of it did essentially come out of slavery. Slavery here in the United States. And every Black American knows that you cannot truly call yourself a soul food restaurant without having mac and cheese on the menu. That's just one of our staples. Yes, it's an American tradition, but don't let me go into a soul food restaurant and you don't have mac and cheese on the menu. Also, every Black American person know that we do not clean our greens in a bathtub. But besides food, Most of us, we were raised Christian. So this is number two. I no longer identify as Christian, but that is my background. We're very familiar with long, drawn out Sunday services. Now, that tradition seems to be going away, but long funerals is still very much a part of our culture. I don't know why they even put the 2-minute remarks on the obituary, because the very first person that gets up to give their remarks breaks the rules. The third thing, Black American slang. Now, I'm sure we can have our own dictionary for words Black Americans have made up. This has been going on my entire life. And I'm not talking about Ebonics, even though that's a part of our culture as well. I'm more so talking about the code switching that takes place. And you can talk with a Black American professional at work, and they can be totally different at home. And that specifically comes from us being the minority in this country and having to assimilate. There's no reason to code switch when you are the majority in your homeland. The fourth thing, I believe Black Americans are the best when it comes to making something out of nothing. I did a video on famous Black American business moguls who started from the gutter. Okay. Master P, he was a part of that list. If you're raised with a silver spoon in your mouth, you really don't have an excuse for failure, even though that does happen. But the success and achievement of the likes of Master P and others like him is nothing short of a miracle. And that's why I had him amongst that list of other well known business moguls who started out as rappers. But it's really an insult to try to keep them in the box of hip hop artists. The fifth thing, Black American gospel music. You can go to just about any Black church and find that there's a voice like a Mary J. or an Aretha Franklin. There's one in just about every church. And catching the Holy Ghost, that was something that frightened me as a little girl, but I now understand that it probably was a form of release, living in an extremely hostile environment. So I saw a lot of that growing up. But Black Americans, we have common genetics as well as a common history. Get in the comments section and feel free to add what distinguishes us from the rest of the African diaspora. Since people want to play dumb, but they want to play dumb because they have been used to using us like a junk drawer. You know how everybody, like in my kitchen, I have a junk drawer, and you just get to throw everything in it. And that's how we have been treated. But we basically are our own tribe, just like you have tribes throughout the diaspora. We have our own unique experience. We even have our own unique look. We have our own unique style, language. So she listed all of these things as if we don't have any of that, which is quite telling when people try to play like they're stupid. But anyway, That's all I have to say about that. Let me know your thoughts. Revelations chapter 1 verse 14 said that his hair was white like wool. Sounds like a Negro to me. The Messiah is coming. You better be ready.